everyone, welcome to my booktube channel. I'm C1 and I love to read. It's that time of the month again. We're going to be doing my March reading wrap up and looking at some of the books that I wish to read in April. I read 10 books in March, and I confess I did not do a good job at getting through anything from my physical TBR. These were all digital copies, but you win some, you lose some. So starting right off, I read this arc from NetGalley called Everything's Coming Up Rosie by Courtney Walsh. It follows Rosie, who is an actor. She does musical theater, and she's been trying to make it in New York because that's always been her big dream. Gets this job at what she does not realize at first is a retirement community, directing and doing pretty much everything else for their community musical. And it follows her as she falls in love with not only the resident physical therapist, but also with the community and with her craft again. I loved this. I thought it was so cute and I rated it 4 stars. All the characters are super likable, even the crotchety old unlikable character. It was such a great nod to the power of theater to bring people together and the ways in which dreams that we have can evolve and change with us. Next, I read Spiral by Bal Cabra. This was okay. I am realizing I can't really tell you anything about it because I've already forgotten everything about it. And it was cute. I rated it 3.5 stars, so I can't complain about the experience, but yeah, I don't remember anything about it. Next, I read The Wedding People by Alison Esbach. This was recommended to me by my friend. She said that it reads like a classic, and it certainly does. The writing is so beautiful. It's so smooth, it's so concise, but so alive and descriptive. There's a content warning for suicidal ideation. It starts with this woman named Phoebe who runs away from her life and goes to this fancy hotel intent that she's going to kill herself. But she is foiled by the presence of this wedding party. And it's just like this perfect story to me. I loved it. 5 stars. The next book I read was Ali Hazelwood's latest, Deep End. It follows a diver named Scarlett and a swimmer named Lucas. This book was marketed as being like an exploration of kink, and honestly, it was not really. I mean, at the beginning, they had like a list of things they were and weren't willing to do, and it was all very spelled out, you know, like a contract type thing. And that's kind of it. I mean, the steamy scenes included like power dynamic play and stuff like that, but there really was no like deep exploration of kink. I mean, I've read better nonfiction books. But the story was still okay. I find Ali Hazelwood's writing pretty digestible. I gave this one 3 stars. Next I read, and I do have a physical copy here, Fourth Wing. I tried to read this so many times and I always DNF'd it because I couldn't get past the first, 50 pages. It was just so boring. And then I got the graphic audiobook because my friend, who is the same one who recommended The Wedding People to me, said that she really enjoyed Fourth Wing, and I trust her judgment, so I got the graphic audio to make it a little more interesting, and I pushed through, and I actually ended up thinking it was okay. I didn't love it. It was just okay to me. I really like the dragons. I think they kind of make the entire book, honestly. And I thought Violet was great, so you know what? 3 stars. Next I read The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore. This is the 4th, I believe, in the Dream Harbor series. I'm gonna level with you. I hated this book. I wanted to love it because the whole series is like a solid 3, maybe 3.5 stars. Like I really like it. But I hated this book so much because Ira starts as someone who says, I don't want kids. And then she's like, well, maybe I want this kid. And then she gets pregnant at the end. Sorry, spoiler. She gets pregnant at the end. And she's like, I'm going to keep it. Even though she's like, I don't want kids at the beginning. And there is nothing I hate more than a character arc with a woman who goes from being child free to deciding she wants kids. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying that as someone who is happily child free and will always be child free, I am sick of narratives that tell us that because we are women, that we have to change our minds. 2 stars. The next book I read was Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. This is a sapphic, fake dating romance. This one was okay. It was kind of fun. It, again, was not particularly special or memorable. There was nothing that stood out to me. And both of the characters were kind of unlikable to me, honestly. But I still had an okay time, so you know what? 3 stars. Next, I read Julie Chan is Dead by Lian Zhang. This is another arc from NetGalley, and I thought it was super fun. It's a thriller, and it's about this girl named Julie who flies to New York and finds her estranged twin sister dead on the floor. And in a moment of panic, she lies to the police officer and says that the girl on the floor is Julie and that she's actually Chloe. And she assumes Chloe's identity. This book got wild. Like, at the end, I was just like, oh my god. It starts as like very, like, okay, you know where this is going. And then it just gets crazier and crazier. It was so fun, and Julie/Chloe ended up being quite a morally gray character, which I really enjoyed. So 4 stars. Next, I read Oathbound by Tracy Deonn. This is the 3rd book in the Legendborn cycle. It came out this month, and I have been waiting for this book. I've been waiting for this book so long, and it did not disappoint. I recommend this series constantly to people, and I rated this book 4 stars. The final book I read in March was Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands by Heather Fawcett. This is the 2nd book in the Emily Wilde series. It follows Emily and Wendell as they continue to search for the door to Wendell's kingdom. And what can I say about this? It's just the perfect, cozy, light academia vibes with a little bit of romance kind of book. Really, what is there to say? 5 stars. Masterpiece. Love it. Wouldn't change a thing. So those are all the books that I read in March. Moving on to books I want to read in April. I'm going to try to knock more off my physical TBR. But, you know, so many books, so little time. So we'll see. I'm going to start by finishing the books that I've already got on the go as of the end of March. So these 2 are Book Lovers by Emily Henry and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Iron Flame, of course, is the 2nd book in the Fourth Wing series. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, to be honest, or not this month, because I'm reading it on audiobook, and the audiobook's really long. And I only listen to audiobooks while I work out, and I'm only running like 30 kilometers a week. So we'll see if there's enough time to actually finish it. Another book that I'd like to read in April is Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, the 3rd book in the beloved Emily Wilde series. I have such high expectations for this book. I think this series is flawless so far, having only read the first 2, but I think this series is flawless. I've got it on my Kobo, and I look forward to reading it. Apparently, Emily is now queen of a fairy realm, which is very exciting, and of course opens up so many scholarly possibilities. Okay, a few physical books that I would love to get through this month. First is Talia Hibbert's Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, which is such a great title. I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, also by this author. I reviewed it here, and no complaints. It was such a good book. I think the only thing I didn't like about that book was the 3rd act breakup, but when you read a lot of romance, you kind of just have to tolerate the 3rd act breakup. So I am really excited about this one. It's a kind of friends to enemies to lovers story. They were best friends at one point, and then they drifted apart, and then they're thrown back together, and they're kind of reminded of why they were friends in the first place, and maybe more. Next, I'd like to finish the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue series with the Nobleman's Guide to Scandals and Shipwrecks. I love the writing of these books. They're written in a way that reflects the language of the time. It's set in like the 19th century, so yeah, I think this one will be good. The last book I'd like to read in April is Brandon Sanderson's The Frugal Wizard's Guide to Surviving Medieval England. I have been told over and over again by my friend that I should read the Mistborn series, but I'm so intimidated by it. It's so long and it's so epic and people love it and like all this stuff. Like, I'm not that I'm skeptical about the hype, but I'm intimidated by it. I read Tress of the Emerald Sea last year and really enjoyed it, so I know that I like Sanderson's style. So I thought I'd read something a little less intimidating before starting Mistborn. I'll read you the blurb on the back. A man awakens in a clearing in what appears to be medieval England with no memory of who he is, where he came from, or why he is there. Chased by a group from his own time, his sole hope for survival lies in regaining his missing memories, making allies among the locals, and perhaps even trusting in their superstitious boasts. His only help from the real world should have been a guidebook entitled The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England, except his copy exploded during transit. A few fragments he managed to save provide clues to his situation, but can he figure them out in time to survive? So this sounds like it should be fun. I am not hoping for a lot from it, but I am just, expecting a good time. So that is it for my March wrap-up and my April TBR. We'll see, again, how many of these I actually get through. And I'm such a mood reader. I never stick to a TBR, but yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. That's it for this video. If you're new here, like and subscribe. If you're returning, thanks for sticking with me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.